So I used that, and I had a rubric. I created a rubric so they would get a score of 2 if they were able to identify that mindfulness is used for calming yourself and for focusing on your work. They had a score of 1 if they were able to identify one part of that definition, and then 0 if they weren't. And I found that the students that were not able to identify mindfulness got it confused with growth mindset, and they had the correct answer for growth mindset. So these were the results. So 30 of the students had both things. They knew that mindfulness was for focusing and for calming down. 17 knew one or the other, and 0 didn't. And again, those 9 students they all gave the definition of growth mindset. So I taught this focusing mostly on Mind Yeti and just letting them practice it. It wasn't, a specific curriculum. It was just giving them an opportunity to practice it, to get used to it, and to understand what it was. But then I also had 4 small groups in grades 1 through 4, and these were identified with me, parents, and teachers. So it was just me. I'm a small school, so it was just me talking to teachers saying, hey, I want to do this resiliency group that focuses on mindfulness. Who do you think would benefit? And it was me just talking to parents and knowing which students would need it. We're a small enough school. I know every single student, and I know who I needed, and I got parent permission, and so I taught 4 strategies. So I taught chocolate chip cookie breath, which we already know. The second one I use is something called 1 minute vacation, and I use this for test taking time as well. And the kids, and there's a Mind Yeti session that kind of is very similar. It's like go into this world and create it. But 1 minute vacation, they create a place, real or imagined, that they want to spend time in. And they create it in their mind, and they need to think, what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? And then they draw a picture of it. So some kids might create, I have a lot of kids that create these worlds of candy, which is a world filled with candy. Some kids might create a bedroom type setting. A lot of kids create a vacation where it is like an ocean, a beach. And so they will draw a picture of it. So that was my other technique is when they're feeling stressed out before a test, we practice going to, in our minds, that 1 minute vacation. They create it ahead of time so that when I cue them, they know what it is. And it's not really a full minute, it's really like 20 seconds, but that was one of the techniques I used with these students. And most of the students that were referred were a mix. Some of them were anxious, but then a lot of times teachers have a tendency just to refer ADHD kids because they just think which kid annoys me the most, and that's who they refer. And so I found that I ended up with these kids that weren't anxious and didn't necessarily need mindfulness. They needed executive functioning skills. With that being said, mindfulness I feel really does help with executive functioning because it's helping you to calm your system and to have that self-control, because one of the things, with a lack of strong executive functioning skills, you don't have that self-control, the emotional regulation, the metacognition. So I felt that they still benefited, but I think in the future I will do a little more of my own sort of seeking out which kids I think would be best. But the anxiety, interestingly though, you don't always see it, so you really do need the help from the teacher. They know the kids the best, because anxiety is hard to see. ADHD you can see very clearly. Another technique that I learned from Holly is my anteater, and everyone thinks I'm very strange because I have this anteater in my office. And sometimes I will actually play pranks on the other teachers and put it on their computers, and they will come in the morning and they have an anteater on there because they all think it's funny. The anteater is really great for these ADHD kids, though. I tell them the anteater is going to suck out the automatic negative thoughts. So what are these things that we think in our mind? Like, sometimes we think, oh, I don't have any friends. Well, is that real? No, it's not real. So we have these thoughts in our mind that our brain creates, but they're not true. And I don't know if kids realize that. I think they think if they think it, it must be true. So they'll think, oh, I'm going to fail this test. And then they don't. So we kind of go through this is a natural thing that happens to everybody. Even Mrs. Fincher has that, where sometimes I have these thoughts in my mind, like, oh, no one wants to eat lunch with me today. Well, that's an automatic negative thought. And so we visualize the the ant teacher taking away those ants, those automatic negative thoughts. And that's really good for my students. We have a lot of students that are really hard on themselves, so it's good for those perfectionists. And again, I use Mind Yeti, and I highly recommend it. It's free. If you want to use more of the videos, you can pay for a subscription, and they also have an app, and it's good for all ages. And that is mine in a nutshell. Any questions about what I worked with? Oh, and so for the small group, I did put my data up because I had 21 students, and 20 out of 21 were able to name all 4 strategies. So basically what I did is at the end I said, name the 4 strategies we learned and tell me about them. I pulled one or 2 students in at a time and just made sure they understood what I had taught them. And there was only one student who's like extremely ADHD who couldn't tell me anything, and he really didn't function well in the group throughout the whole time. But I didn't use the data because it was all at once, so it was good data. Question? Yes?
Do the teachers have like common vocabulary where like that's what the kids do at the end of their
Yeah.
getting frustrated to say, and then I can do
Yeah. So that's something that I realized this year that I really need to work on, because I have a tendency to kind of keep things confidential, and then I don't share, and these are things I can share. We do have the Common Corner, so we have some different strategies there. And all the kids know 1 minute vacation because I do that at some point, but this, I really wanted these students to really learn it. And these are the kind of kids that may not get it when I come in and do my lesson. They really need that extra focus. But that is something that I'm going to focus on this year, is like more anchor charts after I do a lesson, or follow up with teachers so they can use that same language, because that was something that I found I wasn't doing enough of. And I did give them a strategies book, because again, ADHD kids are very visual, and it was very, like, each page was just a picture, so that they could remember it. They could put it up on their bedroom wall if they needed to, and we used icons, so like a big chocolate chip cookie, big anteater, a big piece. I used a picture of a beach for the 1 minute vacation. But for these, this was for a small group and not necessarily for a whole class, but again, that's something I want to focus on next year.
Questions? Good question.
Yes.
Kind of Eric should ask me, the Serena, directing the data, it's not on the PowerPoint. Is that something that we could get? Basically, she have that.
The worksheet?
The data she shared about the high school.
Oh yeah, it's on the app.
I didn't see it on the PowerPoint.
You didn't see it on the app? Did we have it on there then? We may not have.
It's not at the end.
I think we put it in later.
Is it on the very end? I would could we just contact you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, contact share. I think we put it in after we had already uploaded it. Okay, all right.
Okay, so just a comment about data. My difficulty, and Amanda, a lot of times with the population that we serve, it's an affluent area in general. I have more diversity at my school than she does, but I also have a lot more kids. I have close to 700. So the thing about it is, I have these highly anxious children who get straight A's. They don't have any behavior referrals. They don't show up in the office. So there's no data that's going to say, as a result of what I did with them, they improved their grades. So that was the struggle in our particular cluster. We reached out to our supervisor, and I was saying, I could try to do an academic group, but